I have found by far the worst anti-Palworld article in existence, so let's jump right in. Is Palworld actually any good? Of course not.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Palworld is big and controversial, and it's also absolute rubbish. It's primitive and derivative, a game that appears at first glance to almost be completely fake. The type of thing quickly mocked up for a 3-second appearance on a team PC monitor in the background of a mid-budget TV drama. A game to be played one-handed with an N64 controller by Tony Soprano. Although honestly, I think even he deserved better.
Oh my God! Stop!
Okay, so you call Palworld a derivative game, and while he didn't outright say it, I have a strong feeling he meant it's primitive and derivative of Pokemon. The closest thing to Palworld would be Pokemon Legends Arceus, and even then, it still plays vastly different from that game. Now, when you said the game looks fake at first glance, I could kind of understand why, because they did lean into the whole Pokemon with guns meme. Now, I would also be fair to them and say if they didn't lean into that Pokemon with guns meme too much, this game most likely wouldn't have blown up as much as it did. Total number of players exceeds 19 million. It's been less than 2 weeks since Palworld was released. Steam 12 million copies, Xbox 7 million players. We will continue to prioritize fixing bugs. Thank you for your continued support of Pocket Pair.
Holy shit!
19 million players and number 2 of all-time peaks on Steam. Let me put things into perspective. That's a feat that not even Baldur's Gate 3 or Elden Ring managed to do. And those two games were Game of the Year. Now we can argue about whether what they did was ethical or not, but whether you like it or not, there's no denying that their strategy worked. I have a deep-rooted desire for my work to be enjoyed by as many people as possible, and to that end, if there are good ideas in the world, I pick them up, and I don't think I need to be particular about originality. I want to make it less serious, or rather more easygoing. I think it's good to create something that way, like jumping on what's trendy. Okay, so here he's talking about an interview the CEO of Pocket Pair had with Wired Japan back in 2022. More specifically, he's quoting his takes on originality. With that being said, let's get back to his article. My best attempt then, I think, would be to have a go at reverse engineering the problem with Palworld myself. Much of the grumpiness around Palworld so far, and admittedly, a not insignificant portion of mine, comes from its success.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Well, I can't really say I'm surprised a part of your anger comes from how successful this game is. But more than that, and more importantly, the feeling of playing Palworld is sour. Start up the game and you're given an option to play solo or on a multiplayer server, a typical character creator, and then you've plunked into place at the bottom of the food chain and skill tree. In an extraordinarily generic world. Breath of the Wild's watercolor mournfulness was already diluted in the blandly vivid green hills in Genshin Impact. Here, it's watered down again, filtered through mobile shovelware.
Bitch, is you blind?
I have to wholeheartedly disagree with the game feeling sour when you play it. When you start Palworld, you literally have nothing and have to build yourself from the ground up. You're going from this weak character that can get ass blasted by level 1 trash to becoming this unstoppable force that can wreck things left, right, and center. This game is far from perfect, obviously, especially with the bugs that are going on.
Well, another fail.
Yeah.
Another fail. Another 31% fail. Another 31% fail.
Yeah.
Another 31% fail. Another 62% fail. Yup, knew it. So that's failed to 62% what? 5 times now, and the 31% like 20? Another one. Another one. This is insane. Another one. There it is, another 62 fail. Oh my God!
I just teleported back to base. What? Why am I flying?
A few moments later.
Jump off, Ditcher. All right, baby doll. It's been a good time.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
But the way this is written in the screenshot he's shown, it looks like he didn't get past the starting area. And if you look at this one right here, it says build up your base until it reaches level 7, and in that goal it has 2 out of 7. Not to mention his character's still naked. Honestly, I don't think he played any longer than 20 minutes, and if I was pushing it, I would say no more than an hour. But it goes far beyond Pokemon. In fact, the Pokemon with guns joke as well was already wearing a little thin. You'll need to pick up twigs and rocks to make a crafting bench, and more to make an axe and a pickaxe, and go hack and whack your way to more to make a house for shelter from the cold of the night or the violence from other human players. Hello, Minecraft, Ark, Rust, Valheim, etc. all. The font and musical jingles of a new location are straight up Breath of the Wild again, and the fast travel statues strikingly close to those of Genshin Impact. Progress further and you'll be able to put your pals to use in the automated production lines, or, well, a good chunk of the Steam top seller charts from any point during the last few years.
Come on. Come on, baby. I just want out.
Okay, so this second paragraph of yours reads like you were actually expecting Pokemon with guns, and when you found out it wasn't just a Pokemon clone with guns, you got pissed off about it. Which brings me to the point I made earlier. Pocket Pair leaned into the whole Pokemon with guns meme a bit too much, because people like this went in expecting Pokemon with guns, and when they found out it wasn't just Pokemon with guns, they got burned. They weren't expecting survival mechanics or base building or grinding for materials to make upgrades to your base. On the other hand, people went in expecting Pokemon with guns and tried this for the lols and found out it wasn't just that, and in their case they ended up getting hooked. Back to the sensation of actually playing it though, and naturally Palworld doesn't feel particularly great. In a literal sense, whacking wobbly trees with axes in a single recurring combo of an axe swing animation and sound doesn't feel nice, nor does punching otherwise docile sheep to death with your bare fist. Watching your stamina run dry during slow, rudimentary climbing animations over rocks with visible seams, or running out of breath as you lug more stones up a hill. Beyond the rapidly degrading impact of its tonal punchline, there's not much by the way of thrills.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Wait a second, so you don't think punching docile sheep to death feels good? You know what? I'm gonna go do that right now.
Welcome, punch!
I'm not finished.
I know of a better way to mow these sheep down. In all seriousness though, I think you're forgetting the fact that this is a $30 early access title. Is Palworld perfect? Hell no. That's the whole point of this game being early access, is so that we criticize the game so they can iron out the game and refine the bad bits into something excellent. This article isn't what you're doing. You're just crapping on the game because you said a good chunk of your anger comes from how successful it is. The same goes for that humor, which is less edgy than it's been made out to be, and more of the low, so random internet humor kind. When pals break loose of a thrown spear, a cheeky bastard tooltip pops up in the corner. When they're killed, they roll off ragdoll-like. The intention is obvious. It's an attempt to make the implied cruelty of monster collecting games into something overt.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
I think you're just nitpicking here. The phrase cheeky bastard is just that, a phrase. I also don't get why you're complaining about when a pal dies, they roll off ragdoll like.
They see me rolling, they hating.
I could do a better job criticizing this game. In fact, here's one of my criticisms of Palworld. You see my pals just chilling doing their thing, right? Well, when I go on an adventure and fast travel back to my base, something like this happens. See, look right here. Anubis is stuck up here. And sometimes it's 2 or 3 of them that get stuck up here. Also, the big red guy, yeah, you see him? His ass likes to get stuck up there on that damn roof. Now, over here, I had a few of them get stuck inside the walls of my base and starve. And look right here, look. All I did was step outside of my base and Anubis is stuck on this damn rock. To be fair, they did release a hotfix for this, which helped a lot, but even then, there are still some issues with the pathfinding. Now back to your salt. You know, maybe I should become a game journalist. If the bar is set this low, it shouldn't be too hard for me to get in.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
I'm joking, but let's get back to that article. I'm still trying to reverse engineer this one, so let's pull it back a tiny bit further. The real problem with Palworld is less the derivative approach itself than its total shamelessness. It might be oddly refreshing to be so open about your cynicism, but it also has an impact on the player. Play Palworld and you won't feel like you're playing something made with thought or craft or an earnest team's best intentions. You won't feel admiration or wonder. You won't feel any real sense of accomplishment. You won't feel like any artist has been involved or that anything meaningful might come to mind. You will instead feel like you're playing a product designed to be sold rather than to be played.
He said it! He said it!
You will feel like a mark and you'll be right. If Palworld wasn't meant to be played, I'm doing it wrong, I guess. Seriously, this article comes off as snobbish, as if you can't comprehend why someone would find this game fun. No wonder this article's getting shat on. Playing Palworld gives off the impression of playing a product designed to be sold rather than to be played. You will feel like a mark and you will be right. Our early impressions.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Your articles give off the impression that they were designed for bait rather than to be read as a valuable piece of journalism. What if I told you all games are made to be sold? It's $27, it has 0 microtransaction. Chris Tapswell should be embarrassed for writing this crap. Bad journalism, bud. This explains his take. No microtransactions, no DLC, less than $60, no AAA develop. This writer is an angry Nintendroid who's butt mad that someone dared to use an art style they worship and adore.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Playing Palworld gives off the impression of playing a product designed to be sold. I suppose you held this same energy for Pokemon, Call of Duty, and every other series game that insist on releasing a new game every year. You miss one key element, which is probably why you have minimal traffic on your site, which is the gameplay. It takes the basic elements of several games and somehow successfully creates a lag-free survival game that has replayability and good combat. These alone on a $30 game make it a wild success and why it is breaking records. And if you can't objectively comment on that, then you fail as a journalist. You can hate the aesthetic, you can find it a clone of other games, but if you cannot comment on the objective facts about what the average gamer wants, just quit writing here and go write fanfic. You'll get more views in the long run.
Dead.
We got a few tweets calling him a Pokemon stan, so let's go check his Twitter out.
That don't work. There's no way out of this one. You're done.
So you protect your tweets after getting a negative response to this article?
Are you a little bitch?
You were trying to crap on something that's popular at the peak of its popularity. That's like when the next God of War drops and public opinion is a positive one, and I go pull a Young Defiant and make a video titled, "If you buy God of War, then you're an idiot." Obviously, I'm going to get ratioed into oblivion on that video, because what I would be doing is essentially trying to farm hate views with a video like that. None of the responses I saw in that thread were vitriolic either, so come on, you can't actually be surprised you got a response like this. Seriously, a blind person would have saw this coming. But either way, if you enjoyed the video and you want more salt, make sure to subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. And if you made it this far in the video, you are the absolute best. I appreciate you so much, especially for this video, because I think this one might be a little bit on the long side. But either way, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time.